Ladies and gentlemen, reggae fans of all ages, we are super excited to bring on a special guest. Let me introduce you to Tyler from Vibes Farm. Tyler, how have you been, my friend?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Been busy trying to keep the calendar full. Pretty much like you, man. I've been seeing your posts. You've been pretty busy as well, huh?
Yeah. We just did a little tour with Cloud9 Vibes around Florida, and it was great.
Cloud Nine Vibes. So you've been around Florida with those guys. Really cool bunch of guys, huh?
Yeah, yeah, great time.
Let's see. I saw Cloud Nine play at the ranch over the summer, and I think they were opening, but man, they blew the roof off the place. Like, I mean, it was they were with Cashed Out Collie Buds, and they were the opener, and they kicked this thing off, Tyler.
Wow,
Like,
how sad I missed those shows.
oh man, so much energy. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a Cloud Nine fan. Don't tell them. Go ahead, you can tell them if you want. So, any cool stories from the tour? Anything exciting happen? I'm sure whenever you're on tour, things pop up.
Oh man, like exciting things. I mean, we had tires blow out at like 3 in the morning. We had to spend the night in a Tires Choice parking lot. That's that's exciting.
Ah, did they offer continental breakfast or just continental tires?
Oh man, I wish.
Uh-oh. So you spent an
It was a
evening
great
in a
time.
tire store parking lot.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
some
but the
that's
shows
kind
were
of
good.
funny. Um,
Cafe
so
Da
with Vibes
Vinci
Farm,
was probably
tell me more about Vibes Farm. Where is Vibes Farm based out of?
Vibes Farm is based out of Boynton Beach, Palm Beach County, but we also have members that live in Cocoa Beach and New Smyrna, so we're kind of spread out a little bit.
Wow. So definitely a collaborative effort when it comes to putting stuff together. Kind of dynamics does that bring to rehearsing?
It's definitely challenging and a little costly, but we make it happen, especially with important things. We lock in and really make it work.
I've noticed that with you guys. When you guys put on a show, it seems like you got the professionalism. You bring the whole package. Um, so I think the one thing that I'm learning as a concert promoter is it's just not all ice cream and cake on Fridays and Saturdays. Um, tell me what it's like to be in the band on a Monday morning. Like, what do you guys? I mean, what's it like?
Monday morning usually is like a recovery day. I would say for me, we busted out through the weekend. Spending late nights. Sometimes we have to drive really far, and we get home at like 3 a.m. And some of the guys have to work early mornings too, and I have to work early mornings as well. I got a cleaning
Hmm.
job to do, and so yeah, really like Monday is like a recovery day. Sometimes I'll work on music Mondays, but yeah,
So
really
Monday's
just
like a Sunday, just the easy day,
yeah,
recovery day. I feel you.
go for
Okay.
it.
So based out of South Florida, when did Vibes Farm come together?
Vibes Farm, I would say probably 2016 was the first form of Vibes Farm,
So the
and
idea was formed for Vibes Farm. I love the name, by the way. I love the name.
thanks, man, thanks. Me and the
I think I
original came up with that one.
Yeah, man. You got the Vibes Farm has been around for a while. I've been playing you all morning in preparation to talk to you. Um, Tell me a little bit about the genre of music that you fall into, and what was some of that inspiration, and how did you get to that point?
I really wouldn't know what to classify it. Like honestly, like specifically, I'd say you know roots rock, roots rock and roll. You know, reggae rock and roll
Okay, I like that. I could do that.
at its core. You
I'd
know,
subscribe.
but it's such a easy way, and it leaves it very open to interpretation. But we have a lot of aspects that we infuse into it, like a lot of hip hop. You know, sometimes we get really psychedelic, and we do jam too. You know, we jam out.
It's good music, man. If they had a genre of good music, we'd have to pop it over there. I think. What were some of your inspirations?
I would say inspirations for music really. I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock, you know, and a lot of like island rock, you
Mm,
know, around that kind of mix. Growing up in South Florida, and so I've always loved hearing classic rock guitar,
okay.
like shredding solos from Eddie Van Halen slash Jimmy Page. You know, a lot of good old guitarists, and that's really what I just fell in love with at first. But music has always been this like grand thing to me. I've been always trying to understand. I would listen to songs and like try to figure out before I even knew what kind of instrument it was, what kind of instrument was that making that sound, and try to like I was just so intrigued with it.
So music just kind of drew you in.
Yeah,
You just needed to know. You just needed to know more about it. You would hear something, hear a sound, hear a melody, and you just kind of just said, "What is that? I need to. I need
that's great.
to." Okay. See, this is really interesting to me, Tyler, because I'm not a musician, and I just got an air guitar last weekend, but I haven't been able to figure out how to string that thing.
Yeah.
But once I get it strung, I know I'm gonna play it. So learning more about this, it's interesting. How'd you know this is what you wanted to do? When did that epiphany come?
You know, I guess when it really came down to knowing that I wanted to do this, and especially reggae music, was you know, I started picking up reggae music in like high school and stuff. You know, listening to Bob Marley and Sizzla, Capleton, and like a lot of Jamaican artists. I didn't really know like what Sublime was until like later on in high school, and I fell in love with like the roots of it and like the message. Like Bob Marley always had this like great message with his songs, and like I kind of want to be able to relay that out too.
So on the message side, where do you pull that creativity from? Because I've seen you dropping a lot of new songs, and I'm not a musician, but I'm a little. I mean, I get on the design side, and I know how exhausting the creativity side could be, especially when you get put on deadline. You're like, I need to create a who to what by Tuesday.
Yeah.
Whew. How do you go about that? How do you stay energized? How do you stay focused? I say stay focused, but on creativity, you don't really can be focused. I mean,
Fine.
tell me what you're tell me help me explain that, Tyler.
Well, day to day, it's hard. You know, you have like life happening all around you and a lot of different mixed emotions. So it's kind of hard dealing with all that and then sitting down and trying to write a certain piece of music. So a lot of times creativity kind of comes at, like at a spur,
Whatever.
and it can flow or not. But like the best thing though really is just to not force it. You know, that's probably like the one thing that you shouldn't do is like force it. And for me, I guess I love music for one, so I'm always like thinking about it, always doing it. So I'm always like making something. And I have like a ton of stuff like in the archive, so I can just
So
pull up random stuff and just keep going. But
let me ask you this. I've walked into a mechanic's garage before that he would never throw anything away. Meaning there's car parts from all different kinds of makes, models, years. Is that how your brain is with music? You just got little jingles and jambles and stuff just laying up there, and you got to dust it off and clean it off.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Save everything.
That's that's a pretty awesome talent. Have you ever tell me? You said inspiration is on a daily basis, right? Some days are good, some days are bad, some are happy, some are mad. How do you channel that into one song, or does that become little components for the garage? So one day you're just browsing through the garage and you're like, "Ooh, put that together," and you got a car.
That, yeah, I say it works like that too, and sometimes just all at once,
It just flows. You just know it.
profound. That like the music just kind of flows out of that situation. You know, like our EP "Pray for Peace" kind of flowed out of the situation I was in. You know, and all that really is just prayers. Like just sourcing it just from praying, and honestly,
Sourcing. I like that what you said. Sourcing. You just got to source it. Don't force it. Source it. Ooh, can we put that on a T-shirt?
yeah, there you
I'm gonna
go.
write that. I'm gonna write that down, Tyler. We might have to put that on a shirt. Don't force it. Just source it. All right. I know you've been super busy. What have some have been? What's some of the things you've been working on? Specific projects.
Specific projects. Well, I just finished really cool song called "Do You Believe in Forever," releasing September 13th. Really excited for that. That's
So you
about
said that
just
releases
basically what the
September 13th,
yeah, September
9
13th. Yeah.
9/13, and where are you going to be releasing that on?
All platforms,
All
anywhere you stream.
platforms. So that means you don't have to wait to the 13th. That means just go to the platforms and click subscribe right now and follow Vibes Farms.
Yeah, go pre-save it.
So that was Do You Believe in Forever? So that's the next drop, 9/13, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Inspiration for that one? Where'd that one come from? Up in the garage, or did that one just flow?
Basically, just cherishing the time that you spend with loved ones.
Nice.
Really, I write a lot of songs about love and like a lot of songs about togetherness and stuff like
Well,
that.
your inspiration was about messaging, Tyler, and I think you're on brand for most of what you produce and what you put out there. And again, when you focus on that message, you focus on good vibes, then that farm is going to grow. And I think you're doing a phenomenal job on that. All the way to the point, I think you're going to have a great time in Venice on October 5th.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be good.
So we're going to be bringing in Vibes Farm in Venice, Florida, October 5th for Reggae Nights on the island. Man, we've been trying to get you scheduled for a while now. We're finally got this thing locked in. I'm stoked.
Yeah, man.
So we
Excited.
got that October 5th. And then you got some big stuff you're working on with November as kind of the focus point. What's going on with November?
November, we've been working hard as a band, getting everybody to record from near and far to come out with a new album, new studio album.
Wow. So you're going to be dropping an album. You said hopefully the anticipated drop date is going to be sometime in November. But with that being said, we just talked about the whole don't force it, source it kind of concept. It's nice to have them deadlines, but again, it's also, on the creativity side, you got to be able to source it. Man, I love that concept. I'm gonna take that to my team too. I'm gonna steal that from this interview. Is the force don't no source don't force.
Great sound.
Putting together an album that seems daunting. Like that caused me anxiety just thinking about the to-do list. And then you also mentioned you have members that aren't quite local. What are some of the challenges that you see when you're putting together a project like that?
Schedules.
Schedules.
There's
Hmm.
distance and driving, one from New Smyrna and then one from Cocoa back and forth. It's usually 3 hours, 4 hours. And that's probably the most challenging thing, but we're pretty open, at my house. Me and my lady, we let them like sleep over for the whole weekend. We get a lot of work done and kind of make it work that way, which is really cool. Like I've studio stuff set up inside, and we set it up all over the house, and
You got to live it, huh? I mean, if you're going to be a musician, you got to live it.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, very cool, Tyler. If I wanted to learn more about Vibes Farm, how would I go about that?
Well, you can find our link in our bio at on our Instagram at Vibes Farm or Facebook at Vibes Farm. You can find everything that you need to know right in there on our link tree. We have our show dates, our merch store, and all the music that you can ever want, I guess.
And you guys are a pretty good follow. I enjoy following you because, again, you're always dropping new music. So if you're always looking for a fresh tune, guys, go subscribe to Vibes Farm on all the major platforms. If you guys are going to be in the Venice area October 5th, we got a free concert going on, Venice, Florida, Reggae Nights on the island with Vibes Farm. Super stoked about that. And Tyler, thank you for taking the time to talk with me, my man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you calling.
All right. I'll see you later.
All right, brother. Peace.